Introduction. There's never been a better time to start your own podcast. Sales of smartphones over recent years have fueled more interest in podcasts, and now there are more podcast listeners than ever before. And the numbers are growing every year. A number of marketers have tried to create a successful podcast and failed. This is because they tried to use outdated methods to get their podcast noticed, or because they just didn't know what they were doing. Well, now you can learn from a podcast expert on how to create the best podcasts and build a significant following. In this training, we will take you by the hand and guide you step by step through the process of creating a successful podcast. You will learn how to create high-quality and high-value podcasts that listeners crave, and how you can get the word out to your target audience. Planning your podcast is a very important step in the process, and many marketers make the mistake of trying to wing it. This is not the right approach, and you will learn how to spend a small amount of time planning to create the very best podcasts for your audience. There are many ways that you can monetize your podcasts and earn a significant income from them every month. After all, it is going to take time and effort to produce your podcasts, so why not be rewarded for it? Use the techniques in this training to create really successful podcasts. Provide your listeners with the content that they want, and they will be hungry for more. It's a lot easier to stand out from the crowd with podcasting rather than blogging and video marketing if you know the right techniques to use. Why podcasting? A lot of marketers dismiss podcasting because they don't believe that it has the impact of videos, for example. But they are wrong to think this, because a lot of people like to listen to podcasts, especially when they are on the go. There are many successful podcasters out there that have a huge following. People enjoy their podcast so much that they can't wait for the next one. How good would it feel to be in this position? Well, you can be an in-demand podcaster, and you can make a profit from it as well, which is what this training is all about. What is a podcast? A podcast is an audio recording that is usually a series of episodes. It is an MP3 format, which means that you can download it and play it on any device that will play MP3 audio, such as an MP3 player, a smartphone, a tablet, a laptop. You can listen to a podcast while you are driving, but you cannot watch a video. You can think of a podcast a bit like talk radio, but it is on demand rather than a continuous program. There are podcasts available on all kinds of subjects and in a number of different niches. Are podcasts always audio? No, not always. There are video podcasts that you can watch on websites like YouTube. They tend to show the podcast live with all the people involved speaking into microphones. There are also videos on YouTube and other video sharing sites that are just audio, and they will have a static image or sometimes a number of images to look at. Even if a podcast is in video format, you can use a converter service online to change it to MP3, which is the audio-only part of the video. Then you can listen to the MP3 in the gym, on the way to work, in the supermarket, or wherever you happen to be. What is a podcast normally like? A podcast really is like listening to a show on the radio. They will normally have a specific theme, for example, dog training or making money online. Most of the time, a podcast will be part of a series where it talks about different aspects of the topic. So, one podcast could be about dog obedience training, and another about stopping your dog from barking excessively. A lot of podcasts feature more than one person. The interview podcast is very popular. Here, the presenter will interview an expert on a particular subject. This is great for the listener, as they have the opportunity to learn from someone that really knows their stuff. You will find some podcasts that have intro and outro music and even sound effects in them. This is not difficult to do, as you will discover later on in this training. We would always encourage you to make your podcast as professional as possible so that your audience will take you more seriously. What are the benefits of podcasting? The growth in the number of MP3-enabled mobile phones has really fueled interest in podcasts. People now have a very easy and convenient way to listen to what you have to say. There are a number of other benefits to podcasting for the marketer and business owner. A good alternative to video. Most online marketers would agree that video marketing is essential these days. The problem with videos is that they take a lot of planning and time to shoot. Also, not everyone is comfortable about appearing in videos. If you create poor videos and it is obvious that you don't want to appear in them, then this will do your business more harm than good. There are so many videos available these days that it is a real challenge to make yours stand out from the crowd. You may need to invest in really expensive equipment and software to achieve this. Many things can go wrong when you shoot videos, such as the background, sound, lighting, etc. Podcasts are a lot easier to create, and the space is less crowded, so you can stand out much more easily. All you need to create a good podcast is a high-quality microphone and a good audio editing software suite, which we will discuss later. Generate traffic with your podcasts. When you create and publish podcasts, you will be able to reach out to new audiences. You can use podcasts to build likability and trust with a wide range of audiences. When a listener subscribes to a podcast series, they are very likely to listen to every episode. If the listeners like your podcast, then they are likely to recommend it to other people who share the same interests. When this word of mouth kicks in, you can really extend your reach. You can generate a lot of targeted traffic to your website through podcasts. You can build a great relationship with your audience. It is possible to build great relationships with your audience through podcasting. The listeners will get the feeling that they really know you after listening to a few of your podcasts. Your listeners will feel that they have something in common with you. All of this is a great way to build trust. Your listeners will form a strong association with your brand or business, and this will definitely help you to sell more of your products or services. Your listeners will consider you a friend, and they will be a lot happier to make a purchase from a friend than a stranger. Podcasts are easy to create. There are not a lot of steps involved in creating a good quality podcast. Nowadays, you can purchase a small amount of equipment that you need at a very reasonable price. You need to invest in a good quality microphone for sure, and some good quality headphones will also help. You will also need an audio editing suite which you can download for free. This will enable you to cut out any errors and also add in any jingles, intro and outro music, and so on. After you have completed your edits, you can create your podcast in MP3 format very easily so that you can distribute it. Podcasts have high engagement levels. The internet is a great resource for any subject, but sometimes there is just too much information. There's always tons of written content, and providing a podcast to explain something really breaks up the monotony. It is a lot easier to get a point across with a podcast than it is with text. There was a survey conducted of 300,000 listeners, and this revealed that 63% had purchased what the podcaster had recommended. This supports the fact that podcasts really do engage an audience and will have a strong influence on their buying decisions. Choosing the right niche for podcasting. One of the biggest mistakes that people make with podcasting is that they don't choose the right niche. Because it is relatively easy to create a podcast, there is a temptation just to jump right in without thinking about the long-term possibilities of what you are doing. But if you are serious about making money through podcasting, then you need to choose a niche that you are comfortable with that will also provide you with money-making opportunities. A lot of experts will tell you that you should always choose a niche that you are passionate about. This is particularly important when podcasting, as the listeners will hear the passion in your voice. But the problem here is that not all passions are profitable. While there are a ton of potential money-making opportunities with a niche like dog training, there are a lot less with stamp collecting and model railways. So, when you are considering a niche for your podcast, you need to think about two important factors. Is there demand, and is there commercial opportunity? You may be thinking at this stage that if you know nothing about a niche, that it is in demand and has a good commercial opportunity, how can you be passionate about it? Well, the answer is that you can certainly become really interested in a niche like this, and when this happens, your passion will rise to the surface. Listeners, trust experts. When you choose a niche that is in demand, you will get a lot more followers with your podcasts. People who are interested in the niche will automatically believe you to be an authority, even if you are not. Now, we are not recommending that you try to create podcasts when you know nothing about a niche. That's just dumb. Because these days, you can learn a lot about a niche in a very short time. There are plenty of resources online, and you can obtain high-quality training courses for a lot of different niches. You will need to put in some effort initially to get up to speed, and you will want to get to the point where you know more about your niche than most people interested in it will know. This does not have to take you a long time. Just immerse yourself into the niche for a few days and you will learn a great deal. What you are doing here is faking it till you make it, which you might not feel that comfortable with right now. But after immersing yourself into your chosen niche for a while, you will feel a whole lot better about everything. The best way to establish yourself as an expert with your listeners is to provide them with valuable tips and advice in your podcasts. Even if you are not well known, it will not take long for most of your listeners to warm to you and trust you as an authority. Once you have achieved this, then you can start recommending related products and services. So, choose an in-demand niche with good commercial opportunities and stick with it. Whatever you do, don't go dancing around from one niche to another. You will lose your listeners very quickly if you do this. How to choose the right niche. The best way to start to identify your niche for podcasting is to write down a list of your interests and passions. Also include niches that you know a lot about, even if you do not consider that you are passionate about this. Have a look at different podcasting websites to see which niches are the most popular. Also, you can use the Google Keyword Planner and see how many searches are happening each month for niche ideas that you have. If there are thousands, then you are on the right track. For each of your niche ideas, use Google to see if there are products and services available that you can become an affiliate for and make money. Just search for niche name plus affiliate programs. The more affiliate opportunities that you can find for a niche, the better. You can also head over to clickbank.com and see if there are any digital products on offer there for your niche ideas. ClickBank is the world leader in digital products, and they sell products in tons of different niches. You can also check out physical product opportunities on Amazon.com, where you can become an affiliate and make money. Eliminate any niche ideas that do not have the demand, tested with the Google Keyword Planner, or not enough commercial opportunities in the form of affiliate offers that you can promote. Once you have done that, you can move on to the next step. How can you help people? With the remaining niche ideas on your list, write down how you can help people in each one. In every niche, there are problems, and at this stage, just identify these and don't worry if you can solve them for people or not. So, for example, if your niche idea was making money online, then there are a ton of problems that you can come up with here, including: which is the best online business model? How do I stay motivated with my online business? What is the best web hosting? What is the best autoresponder? These are the kinds of questions that people interested in the niche ask every day. You can find the answers later online. Having a number of problems to solve and the ability to provide solutions for them is a strong indicator of a good niche. Who is your competition? For the niche ideas that remain on your list, check out the competition. Having competition in a niche is a good thing, as it tends to show that there is demand and also commercial opportunity. Other podcasters want to make money as well as you do, so never be concerned about competition. Take a look at what kind of podcasts your competitors are putting out and think about how you can find another angle or do it better. Your aim is to stand out from the crowd. How many followers do your competitors have? What subjects are they creating podcasts about? If you really like a niche idea but are concerned that it doesn't have the right level of commercial opportunity, then don't worry, because there are a number of different ways that you can monetize the podcast you create, which we will cover in a later video.